Hello everyone. In today's lecture we are going to discuss about self-inductance, okay? And the phenomena is called as self-induction. Let's see what it is. I hope you remember in the Faraday's law of induction, that is, when a magnetic flux linked with a coil changes, coil or any conductor or any circuit changes, then there is an induced EMF, and because of that induced EMF there is induced current, and that induced EMF is called as back EMF. Why? I hope you remember the negative sign which where we wrote E equals to minus n d phi by dt, isn't it? E equals to minus n d phi by dt, correct? So now that negative sign tells us that the current induced because of this induced EMF will oppose the change, okay? Now that's why this EMF is called as back EMF. So whenever the flux linked with the coil changes, there is an induced EMF, and that EMF is called as back EMF, and because of that back EMF the current induced would be opposing the change in the magnetic flux, okay? Now that change in magnetic flux would be because of change in magnetic field intensity or the area or the angle between the area vector and the field vector, right? So now over here this phenomena of change in magnetic flux linked with the coil, EMF induced in the coil, the current induced in the coil, the current opposing the change or the cause, these all phenomena is called as self-induction. What is that? Self-induction, okay? So as we already know that if we consider the coil, okay, if we consider the coil and the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, there would be induced EMF, and because of that induced EMF there is induced current. Now let me tell you, if we instead of taking the, or if we instead of considering the source to be from outside, let us consider the source of magnetic field in the coil itself, that is by providing current to the coil, okay, AC current. Now this AC current will change, as we already know, because AC current varies sinusoidally. Sinusoidally means its direction changes, its magnitude also changes periodically, isn't it? So in the coil, as you can see, the current can be clockwise or anti-clockwise, isn't it? So current direction is changing, as well as the magnitude of the current also changes. So because of the change in the magnitude of the current, the magnetic field induced due to the coil, okay, the magnetic field because of the current in the coil. So over here the magnetic field lines would be such, right, either outward or inward, because the current direction is changing. So either it is outward or inward, isn't it, periodically. So because of that change in magnetic field, the magnetic flux linked with the self coil itself, okay, the coil itself, because of its own magnetic field changes. So because of its own magnetic field changing, its magnetic flux linked with itself changes, and because of that change in magnetic flux there is induced EMF, and because of that induced EMF there is induced current. So the magnetic field because of the coil, because of its, okay, because of the current in its coil is directly proportional to current. The magnetic field because of the coil is directly proportional to current, we know that, right, because we have seen in the case of solenoid, that is B equals to mu naught Ni for long solenoid. I hope you remember that, and I is nothing but the current in the solenoid. So we say B is directly proportional to I, right? Now B proportional to I. So if B is proportional to I, the flux phi linked with its own coil because of its own magnetic field will be directly proportional to B. Now how can I write this? Because if I changes in the coil, current in the coil changing, then magnetic field of the coil also changes, and if the magnetic field of the coil changes, the flux linked with itself, the magnetic flux linked with itself changes because magnetic field is changing. Can we write that? So B is proportional to I because the magnetic field due to a coil because of current flowing through it, B is proportional to I. So if I changing, then B is also changing. If B is changing, then the flux linked with itself also changes. Therefore, we can write phi proportional to B. So combining these two, what can we write? Phi is directly proportional to I. Okay, phi is directly proportional to I. So if phi is directly proportional to I means the magnetic flux linked with itself because of its own current, okay, is directly proportional. The magnetic flux is directly proportional for the self coil, okay, that is the current through it and the flux linked with itself. So removing this proportionality sign, what can we write? phi is equal to some proportionally constant, and that proportionally constant over here we write it as L into I. So, L over here is the proportionally constant and we call it as coefficient of self induction or self inductance. What is that? This is proportionally constant, which we call it as self inductance, or coefficient of self induction. What is that? Coefficient of self induction. Okay. Now, so what is L? L is nothing but self inductance or coefficient of self induction. Okay. You can call any one of it. Okay. So now this coefficient of self induction depends on geometrical construction. It depends on geometrical construction. Now, when I say geometrical construction, okay, construction, that is, it depends on its size, it depends on its area. Okay, when I say size, I mean area, and it depends on its number of turns. Okay, it depends on the type of medium inside the coil. Okay, so let's write that. If I say geometrical construction, I mean size. So when I say size, I mean area. Okay, as well as it depends on number of turns. Also, it depends on the medium inside the coil. What is that? Medium inside the coil. So when I say area, I mean A, that is diameter. Okay, because area is nothing but pi r square for circular coil, and number of turns, that is N. Okay, that is N. And when I say medium, I mean permeability. What is that? Permeability, mu. I hope you remember this mu, that is magnetic permeability, which is a quantity or parameter which controls the magnetic energy flow in a medium. Okay. So, if it is a air, if there is no medium, only air, then we will write mu naught, that is permeability of free space, and that value is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. I hope you know that, right. So, mu is the permeability, that is defining the medium. Okay, what type of medium is present inside the coil, and area A, that depends on the diameter, and number of turns N. So, the coefficient of self induction or self inductance depends on these. I hope you got that. So, phi equals to Li for flux linked with one loop. So, there are n number of turns. So, total flux phi total equals to n phi. Suppose n is the number of turns. So, n phi. So, this n phi would be equal to now Li. What is that? Li. So, from here what can we write? L equals to n phi by I. Okay. Now, you must be thinking, since L equals to n phi by I, over here the self inductance must depend on current. No, it does not depend. The self inductance or the coefficient of self induction L does not depend on current or change in current. It depends on geometrical construction, that is area, number of turns and medium, right. I hope that is clear to you. And this self inductance or coefficient of self inductions SI unit is Henry. What is that? It is Henry, represented by capital H, or sometimes we write small HENRY, Henry also. Okay, sometimes we write Henry also. Clear? I hope that is clear to you, right. So, coefficient of self inductance, that is nothing but our proportionally constant, which depends on geometrical construction, area, number of turns and medium. It does not depend on current, it does not depend on change in current also. I hope that is clear to you. So, that was all about self inductance. Thank you.